So once again, good evening and good morning from all across globe. My name is Ashish and I welcome on behalf of Whiteboard Labs to all the attendees. Thank you so very much for joining. And today we are going to have our WebJam series on artificial intelligence. Before moving into ahead, I'll just wanted to brief a small introduction of what exactly Whiteboard Lab is, and we have created one center of excellence with the coordination of collaboration of University of West Indies. So the overview of this center of excellence is the advent of Industry 4.0 has necessitated human to adopt and learn to survive in the new economy of the automation. Human needs to unlearn past skills and learn new ones. They need to build up competencies which the new era needs. In such a scenario, Whiteboard Labs and the University of West Indies have decided to collaborate to fill in a niche space of non-technical human capital development and application of Industry 4.0 related Industry 4.0 related technology, process and innovation in the social sector. The basis of our proposition is the majority workforce will not be able to afford technical education in 4.0 and hence may face redundancy in the workforce. Second, the social sector objectivize of people and planet can benefit largely from the benefits of Industry 4.0 provided the power is harnessed for the purpose. To this end, the collaboration will develop and deploy relevant content and frameworks to build up competencies in people with three objectives of affordability, availability, and accessibility. In addition, it will jointly set up a virtual social business incubation center to identify ideas and solutions which apply 4.0 solution for social outcomes. So this is the basic thought which we have collaborated with the University of West Indies and Whiteboard Lab. Now, today we have our extreme expert of artificial intelligence. I'm just going to introduce one is Mr. Nisar Lakhani and another is Mr. Heather Devjani. So Mr. Heather Devjani is an IT engineer and did his specialization in artificial intelligence and mechanical learning. He is a chief technical lead in a smart board development startup, B Parenting. He is also a consultant in AI Works based in Australia. He is an industry expert and successfully executed AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning projects like detection system, bullying detection, data science, and e-commerce feedback and trends. He has also successfully launched Be Parenting, a unique smart board of the world, which is an assistance of early childhood. So I welcome Mr. Heather. Thank you so very much for joining us. Now, I'll introduce Mr. Nisar Lakhani. He is a mechanical as well as IT engineer. He is a serial entrepreneur. He is a founder and CEO of Faham Technologies Private Limited. He is a CTO and B Parenting Smart Chatbot and consultant in Parenting Nation NGO. He is also running a primary and pre-primary school with the three of his friends in Gujarat. He has more than 2.5 decades of experience in IT industry. He has more than he is also consultant in US healthcare industry for software certification like HIPAA, CCHIT, etc. So I
Hi,
welcome both of you. Thank you so very much. Now today we are going to have a really interesting session for India as well as our globe Caribbean region over the Facebook Live. Thank you so very much for joining. Over to you, Mr. Heather. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am feeling pleasure being with you over here at this time. I would like to thank Whiteboard Labs, all the attendees, and especially Rohit sir and his team for inviting me here. Thank you, sir, for introducing me. Let's start with that. Like everyone is visible. Can be my screen.
Yeah, Heather sir, go ahead.
Okay, okay, thank you. So, first about me, I'm an IT engineer with specialization of AI and machine learning, and I am working as a chief leader in earlier childhood development. I also as a consultant in AI work based in Australia also, and I successfully implemented some of the AI and ML project like face recognition, parenting board, as Sir said. So let's start with some introduction of what is the artificial intelligence. We are using artificial in our day-to-day life or even very frequently, like whether we are using Spotify, Netflix, or YouTube. AI is making decisions for you. The song which you hear or the movie which you watch is always recommended by AI only. Even also Google and Apple Maps are also using AI to interpret hundreds or thousands of data points that they receive to give you real-time traffic data. When you are calling a Uber, both the pricing and the car that match your rides request is decided by AI only. So, what is artificial intelligence? It is a branch of computer science by which we can create intelligent machines which can behave like human, think like human, and also able to make decisions. The theory and development of computer systems are able to perform tasks normally requiring a human intelligence, such as image recognition, speech recognition, language translation. These many application needs a human intelligence, but AI can also do that without human interactions. The AI was firstly defined in 1956, but why AI is in demanding now? Because of huge computational power. AI completely depends on mathematics and statistics. It also needs a lots of computational power to train a model or for their trainings or to get experience. So presently we have the advanced computers and machines which has more CPU and more GPU configured, so which can accelerate the process of trading. So we have huge computational power, so we can implement the AI in our applications. The second thing is we have large data set. The internet is now providing a level of concrete information about customer habits, its likes, activities, personal preferences, its dislike that are impossible a decade ago. And social media accounts, online profiles, social activity, product reviews tag, interest, liked and shared, etc., etc. That all add the potentially insightful data to a big data pool. Using data from these multiple sources, AI can build a store of knowledge that will ultimately enable accelerate accurate prediction about you as a customer that are based not just on what you buy but on how much you time spend the time in particular part of site or a store. So, what is the large data? How we define that? So there is some statistic of data generation like we in every second we fire 40,000 search query on Google only. Then which Google has 1,000 plus server which can handle these many queries. The second, each minute the 300 hours of new videos shown up on YouTube, and people share more than 100 TB of data on Facebook daily. Every minute user sends 31 million messages and view a 2.7 million videos. Like there is many sensor devices like Amazon Echo and Google Home which produce a 5 quintillion bytes of data each day. 5 quintillion, this means 10 raised to 19. So we have Tizen and in single day there is a thousand plus of website uploaded in each day, so that we have large amount of data generation on daily basis, so we can take those data and analyze those data for AI, and we can make a prediction and analysis from that. The second benefit, what is the demand, is because of AI can be used by small organization also, and also by individuals. Like many giant companies provides algorithms and solution of AI in form of library or framework. Like for example, Google provides natural language processing libraries and computer vision libraries and translation libraries. So it is simple to implementation. It is simple to implement the AI libraries from their frameworks and libraries. The second thing is we have chiplet virtual machines, which can handle a large application like AI also. So a small individual person or a trainee can also implement AI application, and it can also deploy for a people who can use globally. So let's see advantages of AI. The advantages of AI is like it's give high accuracy and less error. As we know that AI use a large amount of data, and it use their data for experience. So AI machine or system are less error prone, and it give high accuracy as it takes decision from pre-experienced data or information. The second is it use amazing speed. By using a high configured AI machine, by using a high configured machines, AI can give a solution very fastly. As I said, we have GPU configured laptop also, which can accelerate the performance of artificial intelligence application, which can give amazing speed. AI system can be a very high speed and fast decision making. Because of AI system, it can beat a chess champion in a chess game also. There is AI can be also helpful in situations such as defusing bomb, exploring the ocean where to employ a human can be risky. So AI also useful in a risky areas, and also used for public utilities such as self-driving car to make our journey safer and hassle-free, facial recognition for security purpose, natural language processing for human-to-human translations. So, what is the applications of AI? What are the applications? Where is AI? So, AI is in healthcare. So, in last 5 to 10 years, AI has become more advantageous for the healthcare industry, and it have a significant impact on industry. Like let's talk to COVID-19. Like India use AI for ensuring that people are wearing masks and follow a social distancing is expected to major behavior, which is challenge to organizations. So in AI, so AI is being to used to monitor live CCTV feeds, and it's instantly report violations of guidelines of safety to safety administrators by using a face recognition, object detection, image processing. Next, the healthcare industry are applying AI to make a better and faster diagnosis than human. AI can also diagnose the cancer called leukemia cancer, and yeah, it can also diagnosis and inform. It can also diagnosis the and can inform when patient are in what situation, so that medical help can reach the patient before the hospitalization and like productive waiting rooms. Now AI in gaming. AI can be used for gaming purpose also. Like we have AlphaGo game, which is developed by DeepMind Technologies. Then later then acquired by Google. It is like a board game which is AI based. Now second is like FEAR, fear game, which use AI as an opponent. The specialization of this game is that in each level, AI enemy learns its mistake and adapt it automatically. So the next level, it can give a tough fight to the user, to a gamer. Now AI in finance, like AI and finance industry are the best match for each other. Example like in finance industry, AI can be used to examine the cash accounts, credit accounts, and investment accounts to look at the person's overall financial health and keep up with the real time changes, and then create a customized advice based on the new incoming data. Like AI can also be used in social media. like such as Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, which contains a billions of users' profile, which needs to be stored and managed in a very efficient way. So AI is used to organize the massive amount of data, and AI can also analyze the lots of data to identify the latest trends, hashtag, and the requirements of different users. Then AI can also use in data analytics, like we can use machine learning algorithms to analyze the data and for analytics purposely. AI can also be used in travel and transport. Now the AI has become highly demanded in the travel industry also. Like for example, such as from making a travel arrangement to suggestions the hotel to suggesting the flights and the best routes to the customer. The travel industry are also using AI-powered chatbots, which can make a human interaction with customer for a better and the fast response. AI is in entertainment also, like we are using daily basis, like for example Netflix and Amazon Prime, and also we have a YouTube. So it use machine learning and AI algorithm to recommend our videos, to recommend the programs, series, web series, and shows. The Netflix says that we are watching 75% of recommendation videos which Netflix provide us. So again, we are in AI can give a recommendation to us. So next thing is AI in e-commerce. The AI is providing a competitive edge to e-commerce industry also. For like AI can helping shoppers to discover the associated products which is recommended size and with recommended size and color and even in brand. The next is types of AI. There is a three types of AI: narrow AI, general AI, and super AI. Like a narrow AI is a type of AI which able to perform dedicated task only with intelligence. Like currently we are in the era of narrow AI, and the narrow AI cannot perform the beyond its field or limitation, as it is only trained for some specific tasks. For example, like we have Amazon Alexa, Apple Siri, applications like image recognition, speech recognition. So it can perform only dedicated tasks. It's not cannot perform beyond its intelligence. The second one is general AI. A general AI is a type of intelligence which could perform any intellectual task with human efficiency. Like, for example, we have Sophia. It's like a general AI. It's a humanoid robot. You may wonder that Sophia can give a lecture to audience also and can understand the facial expressions of audience also. The third one is a super AI. Super AI is a level of intelligence at which a machine could surpass the human intelligence and can perform any task better than human. Like some characteristic of super AI is including like it has the ability to think, solve the puzzle, it can make judgment, it can plan the things, learn the things, and it can communicate by its own. But sometimes it's risky. Like some theory says that it can hostage the world and may wipe out the human race. For example, we have a super AI example like in a fictional movie. For example, Terminator and the Alien, which have the super AI. The, the next is what is machine learning? Machine learning is said as a subset of artificial intelligence that is mainly concerned with the development of algorithms that allow computers to learn from the data and its past experience on their own. Like in other words, we can say that machine learning enables a machine to automatically learn from past data and improve their performance from experiences and predict the things without being explicitly programmed. This means we no need to explicitly program the we no need to program the explicitly machine in machine learning. It can experience himself by past data and improve their performance. The next thing is what is deep learning. The deep learning is a subfield of the machine learning, which concerned with the function that's called artificial neural network. Now let's talk about the scope of artificial intelligence. There is a like virtual assistant, as we discussed regarding chatbots. Virtual assistant is the same. It can help in ticket booking, hotel booking, in complaint, or we can order food. like in prediction at any level in any industry, as we have large amount of massive amount of data, so we can take machine learning techniques to analyze those data and make a prediction. We can take data from healthcare, finance, banking, etc. Like the next we have video surveillance. Like video surveillance involves the act of like it observe the sense and senses like and looking for a specific behavior that are improper or that may indicate the emergency or existence of improper behavior. Like we can the common use of video surveillance are in public transport, like in a platform train platform, like in airport, etc. The next in social media services like Facebook, Twitter, like in travels and in navigation, like in healthcare, in spam filtering. There is a there is a Gmail, Google Gmail, which is a excellent spam filtering, which can filter our spam mails with some tags and using by machine learning algorithm. It can also be used in recommendation of products in e-commerce portal, in fraud detection, like in a credit card fraud detection, like the current trends of AI. Like as we all know that the COVID-19 pandemic is raising more and more. So let's see the how AI can be help in combat with that. Currently, machine learning AI is helping researchers and practitioners to analyze the large volume of data to forecast the spread of COVID-19, so that we can act as earlier warning system so for further pandemics and to identify the vulnerable populations. In such pandemic situation, AI can also be used for forecasting the business goods demands and also about the rapid recession of the business. We can also forecast data about further exchange rates of currency. Like and there is a clinical AI in is trending, like it's developed with the latest healthcare capabilities, which includes the clinical workflow, patient engagement tool, health cloud, digital waiting room, and virtual consultant and like health bots. The next thing is the Google has also a meeting app called Google Meet. They recently had one feature like we can blur the background during meeting or we can change the background of during meeting. And also Google researchers introduced a new AI system that converts a web page into a short video, like it known as a URL to video. A URL to video is an automatic approach that converts a web page into a short video. The AI system captures the quality materials, design styles extracted from the web pages, which includes the fonts, colors, and layouts. The next is big organization like IBM, Watson, Google, Netflix, work their works on AML. Like IBM Watson AI Tech was able to cross reference 20 millions of oncology records and correctly diagnoses a leukemia cancer in patient. And in Google Eye Doctor, like Google AI Eye Doctor can examine the retina scan and identify a condition called diabetic, which causes blindness. And like Google Lens, which use image recognition, image detection techniques to recognize the image, and it's give a similar image as a result or image informations as a result on inputted image. There is a like Twitter use very AI in very efficient way. Like Twitter, you identify a hate speech and terrorist languages that it makes a use of machine learning, deep learning, and natural language processing to filter out the offensive comment and like terrorist languages. The company discovered and banned 300,000 terrorist link accounts, which 90% of which are founded by non-human. That means the 95% of account is handled by AI only. The next thing is Google Duplex. It is also one type of virtual assistant. It can respond the call, book appointment for us, book food, and booking of hotels and etc. It also give us a human touch. So we saw the applications and what is AI and what is machine learning. So let's see what's the opportunity of the artificial intelligence in the current in India. Like what is the AI created, opportunity AI created for engineers. Like in India, big companies like Amazon, IBM, Microsoft, and Nvidia, etc., are giving the jobs on AI at the locations like Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, Chennai, with an average salary of 5.5 lakh, and it range from 4 lakh to 10 lakh per annum. And there is also one according to space scale. The average machine learning engineer salary in India is approximately 7 lakh per annum. And now currently, according to Naukri.com, India is providing more than 4,000 jobs on AI only. So, if someone wants to get to his career in this field, then these are the some common skills and tools. Then that school skills and tools that one can start with. Like it's required a programming knowledge of Python, R, and C++, and the skills required mathematics, calculations, statistic, neural networks, and also he have the knowledge of some basic machine learning framework and library like scikit-learn, tensorflow, and cntk, which is mostly developed by a giant company like Facebook, Google, and Microsoft. So how to become a machine learning engineer? Like the third part is how to become a machine learning engineer. The one who wants to become machine learning engineer, what the step he or she wants to follow. Like it wants to level up your Python and software skills or any programming language. It must have to level up the programming language skill and software skills. It have to look into machine learning algorithms like linear regressions, basic algorithms like linear regression and decision tree, etc., and work on it. Have to work on some mini projects, and you have to develop some mini project like flower classification, house price prediction, and vehicle recognition, vehicle detection, MNIS, digital classification, digit classification, stock price prediction, and fake news detection. And it have to keep practicing and growing. And the one thing I like to add that there is a Kaggle, which is a subsidiary of Google. It is an online community of data scientists and machine learning practitioners. You can the one can get data sets from that and solutions from that, and it also take a competition in that, and it's get a lot of prize also. Like that's it. Hope you all find this seminar useful and knowledgeable. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Adar. Thank you so very much. And I'll request just stop your screen sharing. Thank you. So, again, thank you so very much. And I just wanted to inform everyone that this was a little lighter version of the AI of this series of WebJam, where we just wanted to introduce what exactly the AI is, as we are catering more than 94% of educated youth who is belonging to rural areas and two-tier cities and two-tier educational institutes. So this was just a learning first series, learning part of what exactly AI is, how they can better understand on a very beginning level what is AI and how they can make the career in this field and what is the scope of AI and how we can inculcate in our routine life AI. And with us, like our serial entrepreneur, Mr. Nisar Lakhani is here. Now he is the real user of this technology. Fact is this: Mr. Haider, whatever he had studied and he has experienced during his educational life and student life, now Mr. Nisar Lakhani is using all those things. So I'll request Mr. Lakhani just take some more minutes to introduce how you are inculcating in your real life and your business or in your entrepreneurship. Yeah, Mr. Lakhani.
Thank you. And it was excellent presentation. As you said, it was very basic. But did good job with Mr. Heather as a first session of WebJam series on AI and ML. And I really like to say about the accuracy of AI nowadays. It's becoming more and more accurate compared to the earlier era. So I can even we all have realized that it's my experience that I have never seen a single email uh, going to spam filter which is not a spam. So that's the accuracy that we all can realize. I'm more working on healthcare industry of USA, and I observe that they are using AI and ML more and more for healthcare industry to provide better care to the patient. So the providers are now equipped with the EMRs and EHRs that can powered by AI. So it helps providers to write prescriptions. Based on their huge data in the past. They've written prescriptions to other patients, the same diagnosis, same symptoms, the same lab reports. So the as Mr. Heather said, it's very useful in healthcare industry as well. In short, we can say, I mean, in easy words, if I would to explain the AI, I would say if you order a pizza, I mean, with respect to AI, I would like to say if you order a pizza from your personal computer, you don't need to give details. And the if proper AI is implemented, then the pizza boy will deliver the pizza of your choice without asking your choice. So that's the AI. Thank you.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much, Nisar Saab. Thank you. So I'll take a one question from a rural student of mine who is registered with Whiteboard Lab. And the very basic question, Mr. Heather, for you. Who feeds the intelligence into the machine?
Good question.
Right? So, Mr. Heather, this is for you. Who feeds the intelligence into the machine? If we talk about AI and all.
Like machine learning algorithms, it can give the intelligence. It can use the data and intelligence. Like we need to extract the features from the data, and that feature is the intelligence. We can use that feature in the intelligence purpose. So that the feature extraction and the algorithm, we can say it is the intelligence data. Uh,
And just the
Yeah,
opposite
maybe.
side of this, Mr. Lakhani, like if AI does everything, what will human do?
Yeah, that's what Mr. Heather said. If we power AI
Yes.
beyond its limit, then it can wipe out the race of human. But that's not true because the switch is with us. The
hmm.
the question is what I mean. If everything will be done by AI, then what we would do? We
Human
would
do what?
do.
Yes.
Yeah, we will do more progress. There is no limit. So sky is the limit. So we can go beyond that. I mean, advancement. So there is no limit of technology, nor nowadays see everything is automated, like self-driving car, like autopilot cars, autopilot airplane. Still, humans are required. So it will be there always, and we can do more progress.
Perfect, perfect. So basically I'm trying to make it as simple as simple. I'm not going with the perspective of expert of AI in the sense of I'm just trying to make the conversation in the level of just an graduate simple student, right? So our second session of AI would be more deeper as expert can think over that. Now, Mr. Heather, another question for you, like if we talk about artificial intelligence, machine, human, and all, can a robot have emotions?
No, sir. Robot can not be have emotions, but it can analyze that the humans have emotions. Like, robots does not have emotions.
So you are saying that machine can, what do we call, recognize humans' emotions, but machine cannot have the emotions. Am I right?
Yeah, machine cannot have the emotions. which a human have.
Perfect. So I'll
They can
request.
they
Yeah,
can
yeah.
they can yeah, sorry, they can respond accordingly, but that's not emotion. That is just expression. You can call it expressions.
Right, right. Thank you. So I'll request from the audience, here is Miss Shobha Bansal. Yeah, you come forward, unmute yourself, and you can ask your question, please.
Hello, sir. Really, I like your session very much. And I just have one question to ask. Like how AI helps people who are in service sector.
Hmm. like uh, like service sector people also can manage the AI machines, and also it has a switch, which that Nisar sir said, that we have a switch of AI in our hand. So the service sector service worker can also have a switch of AI, but definitely it will replace the service humans also in
And
some fields.
most of the use of AI is in service industry only.
Hmm.
To provide better service. We analyze users, as Heather mentioned, that there are several distinct data like my activities, my choices, my past transactions, my orders. Based on that, AI can detect my personalization or my interest. And based on my interest, you can serve me better. If you know my interest, then you can definitely serve me better way. So that's what AI is.
Perfect. So
Okay.
again, right. Thank you, Shobha. Thank you so very much. And you had mentioned in your presentation, Heather Saab, that you can see a good career in AI.
Yes, sir.
If we talk about India, there is a huge opportunity in the field of artificial intelligence.
Yes, sir.
I am a simple graduate, or I am in a final year BTech student. How I can develop the interest, or how can I make a career in the field of AI?
Sir, you you must have the in like you have graduate, then you must have the programming knowledge also. Like for example, Python. So you must need to practicing the AI algorithms, and you must have to adapt the Python program language in advanced or in intermediate level, and also you have to work on some mini projects also. So you can learn artificial intelligence from that, and the company doesn't require the what say post graduation or in PhD. They looks for profiles also. Like I have profile that I am writing a blog also. I have my own website. I have many projects that I have did in AI. Then company view these types of projects. So you must have to do the some mini projects, some major projects in AI. So it used for in future like AI.
Perfect. Thank you. So, Mr. Heather, in fact, you also getting in the chat box two contradictory statement. One is, therefore, robots cannot replace humans. And after this statement, no, robots cannot replace human. It will help human to do work more efficiently. How? You can see,
Therefore, robots cannot replace a human. Yeah, no, robots cannot replace human.
right?
It has to do.
Perfect. And now I'll just take opportunity to discuss with Miss Manjari Balu. She's with us, and I'll request and welcome on behalf of Whiteboard Labs. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you so very much to joining us on the very beginning session. Thank you so very much.
Thank you
And
so much.
thank you. And she is an economist and a blogger on economics. So I'll throw one question to you, ma'am. What do you think about AI?
All right. Yes, I think AI is, to be very honest, economics and technology is very closely related. And AI is basically a disruptive technology. So I think policymakers, from a policy angle or from an economics angle, I think everyone should be very aware of where the AI trajectory is going, apart from the technical part of it. And it also kind of has a direct implication on the labor markets too. Like a lot of speakers were talking about, it has a huge implication specifically for India because we are facing a demographic dividend. So majority of our students are in the age group of say 18 to 25 and 28. So, and there is a huge demand for, technical related content and technical related courses. So this sort of a skill, there is a skill gap. And I think for that matter, it is kind of like a double-edged sword because AI is definitely going to help us make more productive, but also we need to be careful with respect to the how it's going to disrupt the labor market. So I think policy needs to be sort of devised in such a way to make sure that there is so basically we are moving towards a hyper economy where we are using technology but we are using it in such a way that actually gives welfare to people. And when we say welfare, we are talking about equitable welfare.
Thank you so very much. So perfect. So Manjari ji, thank you so very much, and you have put really extremely very well. And now, do you think robots can replace the human resources?
Well, I'm not a technical person, but
But
I'm
as a layman, like I'm very
as
layman. I don't have a single link with the AI. Fact is this.
absolutely, but yeah, like I do trust the experts and the scientists, and they do say that at one point, if not immediately, there is a possibility. At least it won't really happen like industrial revolution, right? It did not happen overnight, but I do believe that it can replace parts and segments of certain labor markets. And robots can replace machine, but definitely we cannot expect robots to really replace or substitute arts and form, because for example yoga is a place where I don't really think any robots can replace. So in terms of arts and social and expressions and fine arts is a place where I don't think robots can really substitute, but overall I do think they have the potential for it.
Perfect. So, like,
That's right. Yeah. And
perfect.
Ashish, I would like to add a question for audience.
Nisar Sahab, there is some network error from your end. So,
Yeah.
being a just give me Nisar Sahab 1 second. So, ma'am, being an economist, do you think human job will be lost?
Well, it will be. I think that is inevitable. I think every era, every section of revolution, the industrial revolution, it's a trade-off, right? Like, so there is a new job market, there is a new requirement for skills. There will definitely be, and we cannot really say it's a wrong thing or it's particularly a. I don't think it's like a black and white to just say it's right or wrong, but rather what we need to sort of do is devise strategies and probably be more prepared for the future, the disruptive technology. I think that's the right way to approach any new technology for that
So,
matter.
we need to be more skilled.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, basically, yes.
Perfect. Thank you so very much, ma'am. Thank you so very much. Yeah, Nisar Sahab, please. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that was correct by Ms. Manjari. I was saying that I have a question for audience, and might be if they have answer for that, then that would be the answer of whether robots can replace humans or not. So as Ms. Mentioned about arts also. So the question is whether robots can write a creative story or not. That's the question. And it's for homework. So just
Okay,
find out the answer.
perfect. So, Nisar Sahab is throwing the question for all of us that a robot can write a creative story, right?
Yes.
Yes or no? All right. So, I believe with us, Aditya Vidyasagar sir is here. Sir, good evening. Sir, I think,
Yeah. It's mute.
sir, good
Am I
evening.
am I am I audible? Good
Yes,
evening
sir.
to all of
Yes, sir.
you. Good
Sir,
evening
thank
to
you and welcome one more time, sir. Thank you so very
thank you
much.
so much. You always, bring in topics and things of so relevance. And listening to these two experts is a pride. And the lady came in between also threw some light to it. That was wonderful. There's so much to do, and we are discussing about whether we can help writing a script. I think as a layman, I can think that if this is a structure given, feed it, programmed, of course a story can be written. And there could be changes. I mean, it might take time. I do not know whether it's already being done. I don't know. But as much as I have practiced technology, I understand that if we program it that way, yes, it can. But it will not have emotional oriented stories. It will have structured stories. This is what I have to say about it.
Thank you, sir. So, Nisar Saab, I believe you got your answer right now. Perfect. Sir, thank you so very much. So, in last, I'll request Dr. Rohit Shipston. Sir, your comment in 2 lines of this presentation and everything, sir. Sir,
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening. I really liked Nishar's question actually, which he posed at the end, and I sort of liked uh, the point which was put across by Aditya sir as well. Uh, to answer Nishar's question, I think his question was very relevant in today's world. To answer Nishar's question, I would really like to request the lady Manjari to for her views on that question. I don't know if she heard it. If Nishar can repeat it or you can repeat it, Ashish, and I will request Manjari to give her views on that, because
right.
that's one view I'd really like to hear, and from anybody else as well. It's not only Manjari, but anybody else. That question was really good.
Right, sir. Yeah, Manjri ma'am. So I'm again coming to you. Like the question of Nisar Saab was, is any robot can write a creative story, right? Nisar Saab? This was your question? Or you just repeat yourself?
Yes, absolutely. And can robot write a creative, I mean, new story or not? Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually quite an interesting question, that if robots can write. I think someone also mentioned before in this talk about expression. So the way AI and robots work is based on the tags. It's more like an input output at the end of the day. So whatever art and art forms we have currently, when we give the input, I think there is a possibility of getting a creative story. But how creative is the big question mark, because creativity is something very subjective, and that sort of develops as our civilization, as our society develops. So it's nice to even kind of think about, it can give a story, but how creative enough really depends on what sort of inputs we give. So I think I would preferably and safely say that robots might not be creative enough, but they can give us some story. They can definitely give us some story, because I have read recently a Washington Post on a robot writing an entire article. So it's completely MIL, completely done by that. So I think that is possible, but again, question of how creative is the question, because our human mind is something else altogether. We have emotional intelligence, which robots might have a little. It'll be probably a little difficult for them to, replicate. So I don't. If you ask me an objective answer, I would say no. I don't think they can write a creative enough story.
So I agree with you, Manjari. Totally agree with you. I don't think robots can really write anything except a mechanical story. But that's an opinion. I maybe 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, we will be replaced as writers as well. At this time, I must also acknowledge and call out Manjari, who has got a fantastic concept of uh, opening up the box, just as we are opening up the box on Industry 4.0, Manjari opens up the box on economics and finance. And she has a small organization which does this. She works very closely with institutions, universities, colleges, individuals, and companies. And I would request Manjari to just give a small brief about what she does, because it has a lot of relevance in what we do as well. So, Manjari, would you please just introduce what you do and your company as well?
Yes, Manjari.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. So I started Econfinity very recently, and this has been like my pet project basically. And then this majorly is to kind of break down the complex concepts in economics, and I approach this like just like you, like most of the people do. I approach economics as an interdisciplinary subject. Like technology has a lot of implications, international relation has a lot of implications, environment, gender. So I kind of approach economics from a very interdisciplinary approach, and I think that is sort of very important, because for the longest period economics was looked as a clear cut of old orthodox theories, but I kind of want to move beyond that. And I also want to give a facilitate platform for youngsters, students, thinkers, anyone who's going to think out of the box, a platform to write and think about the various different issues. So that's been my journey, like a very short one. I'm not like very experienced or anything, but I am hoping to do something, and I'm hoping to contribute something in this line. So just fingers crossed. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to talk here.
Thank you, Manjari, and I'm sure you'll have a lot in common with our colleague here, Mr. Aditya Vidyasagar. We'll connect you both later. Aditya sir, I'm sure you must have heard a bit about what Manjari does. And can I invite you to just speak or tell us what you thought about artificial intelligence and its role in today's world, according to you?
Tremendous. It has a tremendous role. And first of all, let me talk about Manjari. We are so impressed with her opinions because she's so clear about what she's doing. And congratulations, Manjari, for that. And it will be wonderful doing any kind of thing with you and with Mr. Rohit Sefton there. Uh, of course, AI has a lot of scope. No wonder it's progressing so fast. And we have seen its results happening to us. Even some of us, rather most of us, do not know what AI is doing to us, even in currently. I mean, every day, everyone who's using mobile is exposed to it, but is not aware of that how it works, how it functions, and what more can be done about it. So, besides this technology being coming in, I believe not just awareness generation, but sensitization, which you are doing actually through these kind of webinars, and a lot more should come forward to attend such programs. And beautiful. This program itself is an example of AI, if I'm not wrong. Nisar Bhai can elaborate better.
Yeah, Nisar
Thank
Saab.
you, Aditya sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I see we have a couple of students, a lot of students actually,
Yeah.
if we include Facebook's. Any input from the student side?
That's really wonderful that students are also here. And my word to the students, because they are the upcoming future and the generation in command for us, they should really take it very seriously, and they should rather observe everyday activity that is AI involved somewhere. This kind of an curiosity should be there in every student here. And I really congratulate the ones who are already present here. Thank you to them for so much for our future.
Thank you, Aditya sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Rohit sir. And yeah, Nisar Saab, in last, your final note on this subject, sir. Nisar Saab.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, what Aditya sir said, it's everywhere. and even in the mobile. I just realized that the keyboard, you must have experienced the swipe keyboard. That is also AI powered. So as you keep writing more and more messages, it will give you more good suggestions. It's personalized. So AI is everywhere. We can, I mean, if we just curious about or we are more observative, then we'll find several places where we are surrounded by AI. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Nisar sir.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah, chief.
Thank you, Nisar bhai. I have one request.
Sure.
Can you ask your robot to please tell me when I can travel without being quarantined?
Lovely question.
Yeah. And yeah. Uh, it can
I
give
think
you
this.
answer. Yes.
I was just pulling your leg, but thank you. Thank
So,
you.
Nisar Saab doesn't have that much data to
Yeah.
analyze this. Fact is this.
And exactly that's the point I was trying to make, that AI is as good as the intelligence that humans put into it, uh, and therefore humans will never be out of date. Humans will always be there because humans are the people who give their intelligence into the robots, right?
Absolutely. But see, in
And
this case, Rohit, you just need to give your, destination, your, I mean, from where you are traveling, your airport, your airlines, and the day and time. And I think it would give you maybe more accurate answer.
Nisar bhai, if I give you everything, then what will the robot do? Nothing, no?
No. You need to give it to the robot. I mean, this information.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we are the ones who have to give that intelligence.
Yeah.
It's not vice versa. It's not that machines can take over humans. It's the humans who control machines till at least I am alive. After that, I don't know. But anyway, that was on a lighter side. Back to you, Ashish ji.
Thank you, Rohit Saab. And yeah, Heather Saab, in last your comment.
Thank you, sir. The last thing, like I can tell this, AI is a future for all things, and we are definitely surrounded by surrounding. We will definitely surround by the AI only.
Right.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you. So, with the concluding note, like machine cannot take over
Overtake
the
humans.
humans, and human will always feed the machines to function. Fact is this. So thank you so very much everyone to attending this web jam on a very basic initial topic of AI, and soon we'll be coming with the deeper discussion on this particular topic. And do